New York Daily News reporting he will be hired by the Giants. Peter King reported this morning. This is a direct quote from Peter King. In Detroit, I hear Pat's defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, is the choice over Houston defensive boss Mike Vrabel. But Patricia favors the Giants. If the Giants give the nod to Patricia, Detroit could be Vrabel's job. New York Daily News, more definitive in their wording, in a story by Pat Leonard posted an hour ago, the New York Daily News has learned all signs are pointing to Matt Patricia, the New England Patriots defensive coordinator, as the man the Giants will hire to point Big Blue back in the right direction. The story goes on to give some of the reasons why. But, I mean, when this first started to come out, that's when Kang said, well, this is going to be interesting because Ticket Texters made it clear they wanted Patricia, which we didn't know. People were texting us yesterday. But, I mean, hey, if that's the case, then I think Detroiters, it's kind of a tough thing a tough pill to swallow if Detroit is the runner-up here and, bridesmaid status.
Without a doubt, because Lions fans have been conditioned. And when you heard the news over the weekend that looked like Patricia was going to be the guy, and then we had the story on Monday with one reporter saying, it'll be done in a couple of days. And you're thinking, okay, we have to wait till the Patriots are out of the playoffs before anything can be announced, but okay, we got this.
Yeah.
And then, boom, this happens. Oh, no.
Yep.
And yet, I don't know if there's any reason to really feel the, no.
Right. We don't have any idea what this guy's going to be.
You don't know. And frankly, there are still other candidates to be interviewed that maybe you'll end up liking more.
Yep.
Who knows?
248-539-9797. Tom in a car is next on 97.1 The Ticket. Hi, Tom.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Okay.
So I'm going to throw a little conspiracy theory here. Do you think that maybe Quinn said, look, we want to keep Jim Bob Cooter. He's our guy. He's going to be in charge of the offense. We want you in charge of the defense. And maybe that turned him off. Maybe he wanted total control over his staff and what he wanted to project as to how the Lions would look and their identity.
Tom, I sincerely hope that isn't the case, because just as Martha Ford has empowered Bob Quinn to do his job, I would hope that Bob Quinn, in hiring the next head coach, would empower that head coach to hire his staff.
So my only thing on that, Gator, is then why isn't Jim Bob Cooter being looked at as an offensive coordinator somewhere else? I mean, Austin got hired by Cincinnati.
Because frankly,
quiet on the Western Front here.
Well, because frankly, maybe Jim Bob Cooter is hoping to stay here in Detroit.
Yeah.
And it'll take. Listen, you'll hear coordinators switching jobs all over the place in the next couple of weeks, because this is just the nature of what happens when coaches finally get hired. But to this point, we've had 2 coaches being hired.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still some time to play out. There's plenty of candidates available that are in the playoffs right now that can't commit just yet. This time next week, I think we'll hear a lot more news, because you'll have a few more teams out of the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay. That's my thought, guys.
I'm completely with Gator. You can't, if you want a head coach, he's got to be able to make his call. Do I think that's what happened? No. But it might explain some things.
Well, maybe. But the other thing is, if Jim Bob Cooter is retained, let's say the Lions hire, it ends up being Vrabel instead of Patricia.
Yep.
And they keep on Jim Bob Cooter. Now, is that because of an edict from Bob Quinn, or is that because Mike Vrabel's like, you know what, I'm a defensive guy. I like your defense. I've looked at your offense on tape, and I understand that there's a good relationship there, and I don't want to rock the boat. I think that's good.
If Vrabel says it in the initial stages, I have no reason not to believe him.
Yeah.
Because this will fall in line with the line of thinking that people thought, well, Martha Ford will never let Quinn fire Caldwell. She likes him.
Right. She loves him.
She more than likes him. She likes him.
Well, she said, I love Jim.
But if you're wired and wondering about conspiracy theories, that would be one of them for sure. 248-539-9797. Raymond in Commerce, you're next. Hi, Raymond.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Gator.
Hey.
I think we've all officially lost our marbles. I'm dead serious. It's like you guys break the news, and all of a sudden, all of Detroit is like, we just spilled milk, and we're going to cry about it. I don't see, why we're, crying over the fact that we may or may not get Patricia, because the last I checked, Bob Quinn is still our GM. And, if we're not going to get Patricia, well, apparently he's got a guy that he has in mind. And, it's like, okay, well, can we not trust Bob Quinn to do his job just because of one, or two or, three different reports? And then, the last callers are talking about, he might keep Cooter. Well, here's the thing. Bob Quinn did say in his press conference when he fired Caldwell that Stafford can play for anybody. So the fact that, people often think that, we're just going to keep, Jim Bob Cooter just because, this is what the, Fords usually would do. It's like we just totally lost faith in what Bob Quinn is going to, do with this team. We don't know what he's going to do. But saying that we lose trust in the, general manager and we, spill our milk and we're going to cry about it just because we don't get our sexy pick, if you will, it's just absolutely insane.
Well, and what we're all reacting, and this is important to keep in mind, it's a hypothetical and it's unknown where the Lions even stood on Matt Patricia. We presume they wanted him. Reports are they wanted him, but the truth is we really don't know.
Well, it's not past tense either. Want him.
Of course.
Until you hear it, well, when the Patriots get knocked out of the playoffs, if they get knocked out, or maybe it's after the Super Bowl, until you hear, hey, the next coach for the New England Patriots is Matt Patricia, or if you hear the next coach of the Detroit Lions is Mike Vrabel, it's not Patricia. We don't know. We just don't.
That's very true.
We don't.
And here's the last thing. I mean, if the Lions were to go 12-4 with the next head coach and it's not Matt Patricia, do you think we're going to look back on it and say, hey, we could have got Patricia still? No, we're going to be very happy with our next coach. But, we got to trust Bob Quinn to do his job.
Thank you for the phone call, Raymond. 248-539-9797. Ticket text still rolling in. If Quinn thinks that there's even a small chance that Patricia is, quote, iffy and will choose the Giants, Quinn has to hire Vrabel, the next best option. That's from Todd in Farmington Hills. The only thing that I think is incumbent at this point that I would like to know for a fact is that Bob Quinn is finding out for sure from Matt Patricia. Okay, here's the deal. If we wait for you and you choose another job, not only do we not get you, we also won't get candidate B and C that are hired elsewhere. So this is the demand and answer time for Bob Quinn. Bob Quinn has to find out now, hey, because if he's waiting out Patricia goes elsewhere, Vrabel goes elsewhere, Wilkes goes elsewhere, or Shermer goes elsewhere, and you're left with what? Candidate D?
Well, but if you firmly believe and you're confident that your destination is the best available, say arguably outside of the Giants, because the Giants, it is New York, ownership is stable, they have a top pick coming up, and you can form your team around that player if you want. You can make that argument. But you can't argue the other jobs are better than the Lions. So I would imagine let's say you're Pat Shermer, and I don't know what's another job that's open right now.
The Bears,
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona, sure.
Arizona says we want Pat Shermer, and Pat Shermer says that's great. I've got I had an interview with the Lions. I'm being upfront about this. I mean, if you're in Pat Shermer's position, you're like, well, I can't commit to you right now because I'm fielding all offers.
Yep.
Arizona can press all they want, but if Arizona really wants Pat Shermer, they're going to hold out, aren't they? As long as possible.
You would think. Yeah.
So I think if you're the Lions, you have to feel confident in your position right now as to what kind of job opening it is, understanding that you may lose Matt Patricia, but I don't think they would lose out to the next candidate.
All right, well, I
hope not.
There's two monster names that you have to wonder how much influence they have over all of this. We will get to that today at 10:50. More Your Open Line calls, 97.1.